So this is all the burr comb that was sitting on top of that hive, that I left on top of that hive. The bees just cleaned it up, and now I'm going to smack it into a ball, and I'll melt it down and do stuff with it. And now I'm going to take off that honey. So I'm going to do this without any smoke or any gloves, and I'm going to hope for the best. Okay, looking good. There's a few bees still in there, but it's not too bad. That's enough for me. I don't mind a few stragglers. See, there might be a few bees still in there, but not many. And it weighs a ton. And this hive has got so much propolis on the go. Oh, forget it. Here's a bit of burr comb there. Scrape that off. Whoops. There's that spot of right here. This is the that's the propolis that they filled in. And these bees are all about the propolis. Look at this. In the few days that I've had the escape board on, they've created a whole blanket of propolis right there over the hole. This spot where I keep these bees is just fantastic. The bees just do the best, coolest things. I mean, this is just stuck down. I've only been here for a couple of days. Alright, so there's a bunch of bees stuck to the bottom of that skateboard. So there we go. So there's that. And here's this. See if I can do this with one hand. Yep, good. These are just, I love what these bees are doing. So there's all the bees underneath the escape board. So the escape board did the thing. It removed all the bees from the honey super up here and brought them all down here, but they're always sticking to the top. And you can see here, this is where they're building. Well, it's like that's a waxy sort of propolis. Pretty cool. So I'm not going to shake these bees off. So I'm just going to let them find their way back in by doing this. Take all those bees. Alright, so this is what I'm doing. This is the escape board. See that? So all those bees on the escape board will eventually find their way down right here and come into the hive. So I'll just leave that alone. So I took the honey off of this hive too, which is what I've been calling my gigantic hive. And there's a few stragglers there, but I'll just, I'll leave them alone. But you can definitely see these guys it doesn't take them long to find their way back home. So that'll be all cleaned up in about 20 minutes. There's a few bees who are straggling behind in a few frames. That box was really heavy. They're both pretty heavy, but I'd say they're both full. So good. Good for me. Let's just see if I can. Come on, bee. Get out of my car. There we go. Okay, so it's getting cold, And it's probably not a good time to start pulling boxes off the top of hives, but I'm going to do it anyway. And this is hive number, honestly don't remember. Anyway, we're going to check out the, I don't know. There we go. Okay, here we go. So this is the escape board situation. Okay, so here we can see we've got a few stragglers. This is a, can't see it in the sunlight probably, but that's a drone right there. But you can see this is excellent. You can see how thick this honey is. In places anyway. It's really cool. You can see right down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we got 9 frames. And they didn't get thick. Sometimes when you spread them out with 9, they get thick. They fill in the extra space, but this one didn't really do that. We'll crack it up right here, and we'll get a nice little view. Oh, this is I plugged up the hole with the key tag here. Crack it. Okay. And I don't want to lift the. There we go. So let's take a look. Oh yeah, you can smell the honey. And there we go. See that? Nice. So you can see there's a few bees in there somewhere. There's one there, a few there. And I hear them buzzing down there. And there's a drone. Let's see if I can catch that drone. Boop, hey buddy. And there's a drone. Boop. Smells like honey, so that's good. Now let's see how heavy it is. I'll just pick it up. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Oh yeah. I got my non-standard inner cover, which is basically a piece of thick plywood with a couple holes drilled in it. And let's see if these bees get in my face. It's cold and they probably don't want me messing with them. Oh yeah. So again. Oh frig. Oh frig. Yeah, they're nasty. Yeah, they don't want to be messed with. I should have known better than do this, but that's it. Sometimes just get it done. Whew, got me right in the thumb. So now would be a good time to have some gloves on. Oh man, it got me good right in the thumb. Got me right there. Anyway, this is a feeder, and you can see it's a bit empty right now. Oh, crap. I'm making all kinds of mistakes today. Don't want to drown some bees. But this is a feeder that I've got on my my split, my walkaway split. This is from my walkaway split that I just checked on a few days ago. Whoops. And I'm just giving them some syrup because I know they've got a few frames that don't have any honey. So I want them to fill those in before it gets too cold for them to, and it's getting cold. I should have been doing this a lot earlier in the month, but I've been too busy with work. So anyway, so now they've got some syrup, and and they're sucking it down pretty quick. So I think they're ready for syrup. That'll just help top them up. Some of those empty frames that didn't have any honey in them, they'll get some sugar syrup in them, and that'll keep them alive. Yippee! Oh, here's the escape board. Still has a few stragglers on it, so I'll just put this right here. Let them find their way back inside. I think it's about 4:30 or 5 o'clock right now, and it's chilly, getting cold. The evenings are getting cold. So let's take a look at this one. This is the one that's not giving me any honey at all. And I think that's because I keep my bees in Flat Rock, which is just not a very great place for keeping bees. I think it's just too cold for the bees to forage well. And all of my queens are old. However, they're the same age as my queens that I've got in my secret location when my bees are just making honey off the hook. And I'm not doing anything different with those bees in my secret location. It's exactly the same, except it's just a different location. So these guys aren't ready to have their honey super removed yet. There's still a bunch of bees right there. And there's a wasp in there too. Can you see that? See, they're attacking that wasp. I think that wasp is already dead. Maybe it was already dead. Anyway, they got them. So yeah, they're not getting off of these frames. And I don't know why. Maybe there's some brood on them. But whatever, I'll just leave it alone for now. Or maybe I should check it just to make sure the queen isn't there. Alright, let's just see. So these last two frames seem to have bees on them. Maybe it's because they've got brood on them and they won't abandon the brood. Oh, I know what it is. It's because they're all drones. So, shake all those off, because we don't need no drones. Yep, these are all drones too. So I could remove this box now, because the drones, they don't matter. And now you can hear them all coming back already. I'm trying to get in already. Okay, so enough of that. And see there? This is all the drones already coming back. So even the drones know their way back home. Huh. All drones. Except for that one. So with this cold weather kicking in, I think I'm going to have to put on some feeders for this hive. I got a feeder. I might have to just put a little bit of feed on all the hives just to make sure that they're not completely empty of honey and syrup. Because you never know, it can just turn to bitterly cold weather just like this. But we've got some Japanese knotweed that grows all around here, and they will get some nectar out of that. But I don't know how much they'll get, so I'll give them a little extra syrup just to be safe. Now I'm going to bring this honey super, this medium honey super with 9 frames in it, and they're not all thick frames, like those ones aren't thick, but that one's alright, this one's alright, that one's pretty good, that one's okay, that one's okay, that one's okay, that one's pretty good. I'll add that to the pile of frames that I need to extract. I've got at least, well, that's basically 3 mediums right now. I think I might have 4, and then I've got from the farm, I think I'm going to get at least 2 more mediums and maybe a super. So in total I've got, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So 5 mediums. I don't know how much honey that's going to be, but I may not extract it all at once because I have a job, which is not beekeeping. But anyway, looking good. It's fun. But I really need to, these bees got into the syrup. I really need to dig out my feeders and put some feeders on all of these hives just to be safe. And this is a frame holder, or a frame rest. I guess it's a frame holder, whatever. I just picked it up from Amazon for, I think, $14. Came in from China. Took about 3 weeks to get here. And it's just a metal frame holder. You probably have seen these before. Sits there on the side of your super, and then when you're inspecting your hives, you pull out a frame and you go, oh, okay, well, let's just put these over here. while I'm inspecting all kinds of stuff. And you can have the queen over here, and she probably won't leave the frame. And anyway, it's very convenient. I haven't used it yet, but I assume it's very convenient. But it's not a standard piece of beekeeping equipment that I find in most beekeeping supply stores. In fact, I hardly ever see it. So I had to get it off of Amazon. And these days, you can pretty much get everything off of Amazon if you can't find it at a beekeeping supply store, which is nice. And most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, just for the little bits and bobs, those are pretty cheap. The hive components are a rip-off. And just like the ones that are sold at Princess Auto, they're not very good. But anyway, it's still a lot easier than it was when I started beekeeping. Alright, so there's the honey super that I just pulled off of that hive from next to my house in Flat Rock, and it's the only honey super, or medium honey super, that I'm getting from my hives in Flat Rock, despite the number of hives that I've got here. I just don't think Flat Rock is the greatest place for making honey. So anyway, I got one honey super out of that, and this is a honey super that I pulled from my secret location yesterday, and another medium honey super from my secret location. And this is empty, this is empty, this is empty. They're just like drawn comb. And down here I've got, just down there I've got a shallow of comb honey. And that's for me, not for sale. I need to extract this as soon as I can, or I want to extract this as soon as I can, because just to get rid of the honey, but also to have these wet frames, leave these wet frames out for the bees to clean up, and so they can dry out all those combs, and then I can carefully store these combs in my shed outdoors in the wintertime, and they'll just freeze, but freezing is fine, and they'll be okay. Okay, so this is going to be another example of what not to do, but sometimes you got to do it because those of us who aren't full-time beekeepers, who have day jobs, sometimes we just don't have time to do things at the best time. I have to get this done right now, and it's about 4:30. It's cold, it's cloudy, a little bit of wind. The bees are clearly inside, not having a good time, and I'm going to tear the hive apart. Hopefully though, these bees above the excluder will be clear. They will be gone. There will be no bees in that. However, I plan to put on an escape board onto this hive, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I don't know if they're going to sting me. I don't have a smoker. I got a spray bottle. I got a hive tool, and good luck to me. Here we go. All right, this is a funny shot. That's what we got. Let's see here. Oh crap, there's still bees up here. Alright, there's a few, but not many. This is the shallow. I can get it cracked off. Oh yeah, that's heavy. So there's a few bees right here. But I'd say about 99.9% of them are gone. So, good. That's what we want. See how heavy it is. Oh, it's not too heavy. Alright, my camera stopped recording, so I don't know what it actually recorded, but anyway. So this is the escape board, and the bees are crowded up into that. And if I take it off right now, that whole bottom of that escape board is going to be full of bees. And I really don't want to have a bunch of bees banging around in the cold right now. So I'm just going to leave that alone. They still have an upper entrance right here. An auger hole, I guess they call it. And I'm going to put this hive back together. And they've got ventilation, as you can see. So they're still pretty good. They're in good shape. We'll just leave that alone for now. But basically, they're done. Yeah, these bees are definitely defensive. But they're definitely done. They're done for the year. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why did I not take off that top super? Or this here medium? Because I'm trying to reduce them all down to 3s, not 4. But anyway, whatever. All right, this is this is the part that's going to be a disaster. What I'm going to do is put on a escape board. Yeah, so that's a lot of bees, and they're pouring out. So that's usually a sign that they're not in a good mood. funny how just when you're ready to smoke them or spray them, a big gust of wind comes by and blows it all away. These bees are not happy. I'm not dealing with them right now. Nope, not doing it. Nope, they're way too defensive. So I was going to put an escape board underneath that that top medium super, but the bees are way too defensive, and I don't blame them. So I'll come back maybe on Saturday. Today's Wednesday, or Thursday. Today's Thursday, so maybe I'll come back on Saturday when it's warmer and put the escape board on it, and that will be the last honey that I harvest for the season. But right now, I'm adding this to my pile of honey. So we got a few bees there, and both of these are kind of heavy, but not really heavy. But we'll see probably tomorrow. I'm taking tomorrow off, and I'm going to start extracting. And I think that's going to be another video. So see you later.